from a Linux point of view, Oracle Linux was announced in 2006. And then we had an announcement around virtualization in 2007. We announced something called the Unbreakable Enterprise kernel in 2010. And then today, we're announcing Autonomous Linux, which is sort of the next generation of what we're doing on an operating system. As a sysadmin or a developer, you push a button and we provision the OS for you in a VM or a bare metal server. And we do the patching. Online patching with Ksplice, so you don't have to reboot your system. We online update user space libraries. So you're always secure and you don't have to type any commands. And one of the things that I hope is going to be useful for developers is when you think about, for instance, microservices, right, which is very popular development and deployment model these days. So when you deploy a service, microservice does not mean it's short-lived. It typically means you deconstruct a big problem into smaller pieces and you separate them out and you run them. Now, when something is running, it could run for days, weeks, or months. Well, there's security vulnerabilities that pop up anyway. So do you have to bring it down, patch it, and bring it back up? Well, if it's just an operating system thing with Autonomous Linux, you don't have to do that. So if you build microservices or traditional application deployments with this model, then you start it up and you're always current. The first time you deploy something, 2 months from now, 6 months from now, you're still current with patches. So we take all that away from people and we do the tuning. One example of tuning would be, let's say you're certain network traffic where you're doing internet traffic and they're large packages. Well, in the Linux kernel, you have different congestion algorithms for TCP/IP. And one of them is BBR, which is optimized for large internet traffic packets. And so the service detects what type of network traffic is happening on your operating system image. And then we can send a message to the kernel saying, change the network congestion algorithm to BBR. Or there's a certain disk I/O pattern that happens in that particular instance. So we can dynamically tune each given operating system instance based on the workload it's running. You don't have to do that as an app developer, because a Java developer, they know they're really good at Java, but they might not be OS experts, and they certainly might not be kernel experts to do tuning. And so if they have to depend on someone else, then there's a latency, a lag in terms of responses. So if we do automation on that stuff, it solves their problem, like we do with the database. So that's Autonomous Linux, and we're launching that today.